What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Hey everybody, hope you're having a good weekend. Just wanted to check in with where I'm at in my prep. It has now been 2 weeks since I started, and I want to update you about a little bit about what I've done as some changes along the way and where I'm at right now. I just got back from doing some cardio this morning, fasted, and I'm about to eat lunch, so I'll show you what I'm having. So I wanted to share with you this recipe for, it's one of my favorite things. It is like a protein ice cream is what I like to call it, even though it's definitely not ice cream. But for those of you that are in prep or just dieting in general, it can be pretty rough. So this is a yummy, tasty snack to have, but it has some pretty good macros. So stay tuned, I'm sharing it with you right now. So I just want to show you the volume that this makes, because when you're on a diet and you're feeling hungry and you want to eat a lot of food but you can't, volume becomes really important. And so yes, this is volume central. So if you look at here, I'm done mixing it, and it is literally like 3/4 of a blender full of protein ice cream. So if you're hungry, this is totally an awesome snack. Well, meal, I guess. So let me show you what I do next. Okay, so this meal is 1 scoop Quest protein, a 1/2 cup of almond milk, and 1 serving, which is 3/4 of a cup of this Golden Puffs cereal. And in terms of macros, the cereal itself has 24 grams of carbs, 0 fat, and 2 grams of protein. And the Quest protein has, I think, 23 grams of protein, 0 fat, and 4 grams of carbs. So for this meal, it's like about 30 grams of carbs and 27 grams of protein. So in this bowl, I only have about half of the protein ice cream. So depending on whether or not I want to eat the rest of it now, I could eat it now or save it until later. So yeah, the 25 grams of protein would only be if I finish the whole protein ice cream right now. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, but it's super yummy. And then another trick is that I always weigh my carb sources out. And I learned that this week because while I was keeping track of my macros and measuring everything, I was using a cup to measure everything out, because on the nutrition facts it says, you know, serving size is 3/4 of a cup. So I was using measuring cups to calculate everything, and then I noticed that next to it, it actually says 3/4 of a cup or 27 grams, for example, for this cereal. And so I was like, oh, maybe I should just measure on a scale to see whether or not I've been close. And it is so far off, you guys, it's not even funny. So from now on, I'm going to use the scale to measure all of my carb sources, just so that I know that I'm keeping track of it accurately, and you'd be surprised at how much of a difference being off, you know, I think I was probably off. The thing I noticed this with was with Kodiak cakes. And so if you think about it, if I was over by 1/4 of a cup every day this week, you know, that would be an additional 150 grams of carbs. So it's important to keep track of. So I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna foam roll and I'll show you that. Okay, so stay tuned. Hey, what's up everybody? I just wanted to check in with you about how everything's been going. It's been about 2 weeks since I started my prep and now I'm officially 14 weeks out. It's Monday, Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day, and I don't have school today, so it's been a slow starting morning. I had really ambitious plans of getting up this morning and doing fasted cardio early and having my whole day to get things done, and didn't end up getting out of bed until about 9:30. Still made it to the gym for fasted cardio and got that out of the way, but I'm just now getting home. So I think it's really tempting to want to like take a shower and get myself ready before I start filming these videos, but I also think that there is something really important about keeping the realities of being in prep authentic. And I think that's the thing that I appreciate most about other YouTubers that I follow, is that they are transparent and real. And so I want to try to make this as real as possible for all of you. And so I just got home from the gym and I have a laundry list of things that I need to do today, and I need to get back to the gym for a lift tonight. And so as of right now, I have been doing a 5-day workout split, and right now it is consists of 2 different leg days. One is a glute and quad focus day, and then one is more of like a hamstring day. I mean, on one day I focus on deadlifts as a compound movement, and then on the other day I do squats because I don't like doing both of them on the same day. And then I have a back day where I also incorporate some biceps, and then I do a chest day, and then more of like an accessory day, and I try to fit abs in on as many of those days as I can, which is my least favorite thing to try to add in. And in the past, in preps, it's always been like when I'm tired and I've been at the gym for an hour and a half, and it's usually the last thing in my workout, it's really easy to not want to incorporate that. But what I've noticed is that when I'm consistent about doing my ab workouts, my core helps with every other lift that I tried to do, and it improves just in general my strength as an athlete. So I do think it's really important. For my macros, I have been sitting at about 160 grams of carbs, about 160 grams of protein, and about 33 grams of fat. And I've been there for about 2 weeks. And in terms of the scale, I have actually gained weight. And so I've been a little like, I think that has the potential to mess with your head, because especially when you feel like you're dieting, and I think that some of this is because I'm coming out from doing a prep really recently. I've only been out of prep for about 8 to 10 weeks. And so my body is still adjusting back to some normalcy. And so being right back into a restricted diet and being in a deficit, I think is really hard, and trying to get a good handle on where my body is at right now has been challenging. And I have started taking creatine again, which is, I didn't take any creatine in my last prep. And so I think that that might have something to do with it, because it does keep my body in this state of holding some water. And so I'm trying not to let it mentally affect me. I know that I'm doing everything that I should be doing right now at this point in my prep. I am doing about 6 days a week of cardio for about 30 minutes, and trying to do it in a fasted state so that I'm separating my cardio from my lift. And in the past, that's been really something that's worked best for me, is splitting them up. My very first prep, I always did my cardio post lift. And what I can tell you is that that was definitely not the most effective type of cardio for me and my body. And I kind of learned that the hard way. So that when I'm in a fasted state first thing in the morning, I feel like I really truly am burning more fat. And it also helps keep my lifts really strong and high intensity, so that the point when I'm done with my lift, I'm done with my workout for the day. So at this point, I don't think I'm really going to switch very much up in my plan. I may add about 15 minutes more cardio on certain days of the week if I'm feeling like I need it, or if I feel like I'm at that place energy-wise where I can start fitting that in. I'm gonna try and keep my macros about where they've been, and just try to see if anything starts happening with my body. And like I said, I think some of it is just the adjustment back into being in this really, I mean, I wouldn't call it really restricted diet, but I'm keeping track again. And so some of that really is mental. I'm starting to like feel hungry, even though I don't think that I should be at this point. I still feel like I'm getting quite a few calories. And then this last weekend, I allowed myself to have a cheat meal on Friday, and I felt like I really needed it. And that feels really strange this far out to feel like I needed the cheat meal. So I don't know, we're just kind of taking it as it comes. Hey, what's up everybody? So I just got out of the shower, just finished filming what do I want to call that? Like a 14-week out check-in, physique update. And just as a disclaimer, I just want to say that the suit that I'm wearing in that update is the same suit that I wear on stage when I am 15 to 20 pounds lighter, minus water weight. So it's gonna look tight. So I just ask you to be kind. And I also just want to say that when you are taking physique updates, it can be hard in the beginning. Like when you're 14 weeks out, it can be hard to want to get in that suit and to take progress pictures of yourself. But let me tell you that in 10 weeks from now, when you're 4 weeks out from the show, it's those pictures that keep you going and make you realize how far that you've come in your prep. And so I think that it's really important, even though it is painful in the beginning, to look at that stuff. I think that it's an important way of tracking your progress and just seeing where you came from. So if there's one thing I regret about past preps, it's not taking enough pictures. So take some pictures of yourself. I'm stretching and trying to help with recovery. I've been pretty sore this last week, and I think that has to do with hitting my lifts all week and just getting back into the routine of being in prep. I think that that can be hard, and if you're not sleeping well, and all of that influences recovery, and so trying to make that a big focus. So anyway, stay tuned, and I will keep you guys posted next week.